Hey guys, it's Jordan from VFX Vault again. Today we're going to be going over how we can make these cool kind of glowing metallic effects that we can plug into our characters. So we're going to be going over how we can do a few different variations. It's really simple to set up, and then also how we can plug it into an existing material and set it up as a material function so that we can use it on a bunch of different characters. So let's get into it. So if you just want the assets, they're available for free to download on VFX-Vault. There'll be a free version and a premium version. The premium version has a couple more effects. This really nice rainbow and galaxy effect you see on the screen. If you want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you consider purchasing that. But I'll leave a link down below in the description for the free version and for the premium version. Also, we've got a bunch of other free stuff on VFX Vault and a bunch of other tutorials and a bunch of other really high quality assets that are ready to use in your Unreal and UEFN projects. So head along and please check it out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and now on to the tutorial. So just coming into a blank UEFN project here, I'm going to include just this simple little character mannequin mesh, the Unreal mannequin mesh, in the course files if you want to download them, but you don't need it. So we'll just come and we will make a new material here, and we will call this m underscore metal material. So how we're going to set this up is you might already have a character that has some textures. You might already have a character that has some things set up. So we've got this one here, which is the mannequin. So we're just going to copy this over to our metal material, plug this in here. So the base color, and then I think it was metallic and roughness in the red and green. Yep. And then we'll plug the normal in. So as I was saying, you might already have a character that's got a bunch of different textures and a bunch of different effects or a bunch of different things set up. And one way we could do it is we could inject all of the logic, all of the material stuff in between in these different channels. But another way we can do it is we have this really helpful setting here called use material attributes. So what we can do is we click use material attributes, or we'll unclick it for now. And what it will do, it will collapse all of this down to just one node. So how is this helpful? So what we can do before here is we go make material attributes, and then we just plug everything we need into here. And roughness and normal. And this will make sense as we go. And then we click this one that says use material attributes, and we can plug it in here. So what we can do is we can go break material attributes and then make material attributes again. And the reason we're doing this is so that we can collapse all of this. Once we're done building it, we collapse it all down to a function, and then we can take that function and we can plug it in to as many other different characters or different meshes or different materials that we need, and just plug it in after the fact. And you'll see that's how it's been set up with the different versions if you download the products that I mentioned before. So first things first is we take the base color, the metallic, and we just come through and just plug all this in. So we're just passing through all the attributes from our previous mesh or from our previous material, and we'll just pass these all through. Then we're going to start off with, our base color. So what we can do is if we want to add a glow to our base color, we can add a cool little glow effect to the edge, and we can plug this in, convert to perimeter, and we'll call this base color metal, and plug it in here. And then we also want this one, oh sorry, no, we put in a multiply, we don't plug it in there. And we'll unplug this, and we'll call this base color Fresnel exponent, and then then this last one here, base color reflect, and we'll plug this in here. And then we want to saturate actually after the Fresnel, because remember a Fresnel outputs based on the angle of our mesh. A Fresnel outputs -1 to 1. Then we can lerp this against our base color. So lerp is kind of like mixing. We're mixing it in with our base color, and we'll call this base color blend. And then let's just give it this nice kind of blue for the time being. And you can see now as we increase the base color for now, it's sort of darkening the middle and keeping the edge kind of blue. So that's for our base color. And then we can blend between this and between our gray, so the actual original color, our base color of our mesh. So we'll just leave it at 0.5 for now. So we're getting some of that gray, but also some of that nice blue coming through. Next, we want to add to the metallic. So we can offset the metallic values, and we'll just call this metallic add. And see, as we turn it up and down, our mesh becomes more or less metallic. So we'll just set it to 1 for now. And lastly, on the roughness as well, we want to do another parameter called roughness add, and we'll plug it into the roughness here. And you can see as we turn this up or down, it makes our materials more metallic, or also more smooth or less smooth. So you see if we go -1 here, then it becomes super smooth, like completely that kind of metal shine smooth. So one more thing, we need to go back to the emissive. So we want it to also glow around the sides. So we can do the exact same thing that we've done with the color. I'm just going to copy it down here just for tidiness' sake, and we'll, instead of base color, we'll call this one emissive color, and give it that emissive color. And same here, the edge, we'll call this emissive color, or emissive, just call it emissive Fresnel exponent, and again emissive reflect fract. So we can take all of this and we add this to our emissive color channel. You can see here now we've got it with this nice shining glowing blue. So if we save that, and we'll tidy this up once we come back, but we save that, we bring it into our level, we apply it to our mesh, and now you see we've got this nice kind of shining blue kind of glow. If we turn the mix down, the base color blend down to 0, you see now it's this kind of dark blue. But what we can do is if we turn the exponent right down, say almost 0, 0.05, and then let's set the base color to kind of this golden color, maybe a bit more red here, that's fine. So now we have this nice gold kind of metal. And the cool thing is we can turn this into a function, which we're going to do now, which we can take and then copy and then put into all the different materials that we want. So we pull all the parameters to one side because we don't want to put these parameters into the function, and then we select all of this, not the original make material attributes, but these ones here, and we just go right click and we have this useful thing here, collapse to function, and we'll call this MF for material function, MF metal glow. So it's gonna think for a second, and then it collapses all into a nice super useful function. And then also we're going to go through and rename all of this, but you can see now we can take this material metal function and we can just plug it in here to another material or another character, something else that we're doing, anywhere else we're using materials, and we can just easily plug in the parameters that we want and then plug it into the output. So we'll do that, but before we do that we just need to come in and tidy this up. So we need to remember that what we called them, it gets a little bit tricky if we make a bunch of inputs, but this one here was our base color metal. This one here was our base color Fresnel exponent, base color Fresnel fract, and we'll just plug these, tidy these up a bit, move it up here, move it down here, and over here, and then we'll call this one base color blend. And you can also put this blend on, say, like the roughness or the emissive if you want, but we'll just keep it simple for now. We've got this one here is our metallic add, this one here our roughness add, and we'll just call this one here our material attributes in, and over here we'll call this material attributes out, material attributes out. And then lastly, we'll tidy up the emissive stuff and make sure inside of the function we can pass through these as well, the customized UVs. You probably won't be using them, but it's just important to keep it so that when other people might use this function, put it somewhere else, they don't have to come in and check if these are plugged in. So we'll call this one here emissive color, emissive Fresnel color, I think it was, Fresnel, because the emissive Fresnel is different to our base color Fresnel. Emissive Fresnel exponent, and lastly here emissive Fresnel base reflect. Awesome. So that is our function done, and now we'll just plug this over here for now, I think. Yeah, we'll leave that there and we'll just put a comment around it, call it emissive, and call this top one base color. Now we can save that, and when we come back you'll need to reopen this material to see that we renamed these, to see that reflected. So we'll just close it, save it, and reopen, and you can see now it's all properly named. But we'll just put for the sake of tidiness, we'll just put the material attributes at the top. So what we can do is we have this function or this thing here called sort priority. We'll just go -1 on the material attributes in, so it sorts it to the top because it sorts descending by the sort priority number. So again, we save that, come back, and now you see it's at the top, and then we'll just come in and we will move these around to tidy it all up a bit. So we've got these parameters, and now we can copy this and put it into, we could take this with all the parameters and just copy, paste, and put it into any other material that we want. So we'll save that, And we're just going to quickly go over how we can create a couple different instances. So we can make the silver, the gold, and the bronze. So save that, wait for it to save. We'll have the initial one as, let's say, a silver. So we'll set the color to like this kind of whitish gray. And a bit more white. And then we'll set the glow to just this kind of white. So we've got the silver, nice silver. And again, if you just want the glow, we can come in and set the base color blend to just say 1, and then we set the metallic add back to 0, and now you see, and the roughness add back to 0. And then we can turn the glow up. So if you want to turn the intensity of the glow up, we can select our color and come over to this one that says V for value and just go like 50. Now you see it's glowing really, really strong. But we'll just set this initial one to silver, metallic add, so 1, and roughness add -1. And now you see he's kind of the super silver surfer kind of guy. And then let's make an instance. We'll go create material instance, and we'll call this mi metal glow, say gold. And we'll just drag a copy of this mesh over here, and we'll put in mi metal glow gold. And let's set, it's a bit of a bug with this, the color picker. And the body color, was it? Or was it the, yes, the base color blend. Sorry, we'll set it back to 0. So that we're 0, we're using the base color that we're setting from the kind of metal glow material function. So we've got with this kind of silverish glow, but you see you've still got this white outline, so we can change the to more of a golden outline. Easy peasy. And of course we can come through and make as many different kind of versions as we want. So we could do, say, a copper version, and we go duplicate, glow copper, and we'll plug this one in here, and now we can have a copper version. So we'll make it a bit more red. Again, bit of a bug with the color picker, so that's fine. And we can make the copper maybe not quite so, not quite so shiny, not quite so matte, reflective. So if we just bring the metal down a bit and the roughness down a bit, you can see obviously now it's not quite so shiny, so reflective as the other metals here. So I hope that was helpful. If you've got anything else you'd like to see or any other comments or questions, feel free to join the VFX Vault Discord. You can DM me on Twitter, or you can leave a message below on the YouTube channel. This has been Jordan from VFX Vault, and thank you so much for watching.